Shalom. Brother Kabad back on another GMS lesson. GMS keep pushing. Before I go any further, I give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, His only God and Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone for teaching us His truth according to the Bible and well. Another Shalom, all the sincere Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing His truth through diligence and sincerity and in charity. Another Shalom to all you sincere followers, believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, not just heads of the word, but doers as well. You men, women, and children, hopefully elect, Shalom. Came across this article in Fort Worth Star Telegram. It says 250 persons fight breaks out over free food in grocery store dumpster, Texas, cop says. So I guess the backdrop of this story said the power outage and a social media post led to a 250 person fight over free food in a grocery store dumpster, Texas authorities said. So they lost power, which caused the food to have to be thrown out. And the word got out, and it caused people to have a fight over this food. And it just made me think about the scriptures. It made me think about the famines. It made me think about these tough times that are getting ready to happen that the Bible talks about. And this is going to be a reality, even worse than what this was. People are going to be deleting each other for the lack of bread. So we're going to grab some scriptures, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Not quite sure my title's lesson, but let's jump right on into it. This is 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 22. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." All right. And this particular grocery store was found empty. Why? Because the Lord had the power shut off. And, in Texas, they've been dealing with these winter storms and things like that. And it's caused a lot of power outages, a lot of food and money lost. Okay, which caused these stores to have to throw out their food. And this is biblical. So let's read some more. It says, an HEB grocery store on the southeast side of Austin experienced a sustained power outage and had to throw out a large amount of perishable foods on Thursday, February 2nd, the company told CBS Austin in a statement. Someone noticed the food in the grocery store dumpster and posted about the free food. And, anytime you hear that word free with anything, a lot of people hop up on it. And how much more of it if it's food? It says on social media, Travis County Constable George Morales III said in a Facebook post, over 250 people arrived at the grocery store and began fighting in the dumpster over the discarded food, Morales said. The video of the scene showed people in the dumpster grabbing food and tossing it into waiting carts. Another video shared on Facebook, and I tried clicking on these videos, but I don't have Facebook, so I wasn't able to see the fighting or anything like that. So anyways, it says another video shared on Facebook showed a very full dumpster with people throwing things back and forth. The chaos caused gridlock on roads near the grocery store, and Morales said deputies and police officers arrived at the scene and cleared the area. It goes on, this is not free food, Morales said. The food is rotten and spoiled and is unsafe to eat. Well, you think Jake give a damn? You think that people don't give a damn about that? When they're hungry and they see food there, they're going to take it. They're going to feel like, oh, well, if I just add some heat to it, it'll be all right. If I cook it well enough, it'll be all right. People don't care about that. People will eat it and get sick and won't think twice about it. HEB told CBS Austin the store was unable to keep certain perishable foods at proper temperatures to adhere to strict food quality and safety standards. We are required to dispose of certain perishable foods when they are not properly temperature controlled, which also prevents us from donating the items to food pantries and food banks. So there you have it. You had people fighting over dumpsters full of food, which, well, rather I said that it wasn't, this food was spoiled. But look, let's read this one more time. 2 Ezra 6:22 says, and suddenly, all of a sudden, right, they had, if you've been watching the news, Texas has been dealing with those snowstorms and cold temperatures that caused this store to lose power, which caused what? The store to be emptied out with a lot of food. Says verse 22, 2 Ezra 6:22, and suddenly should the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall then be found empty. And it only takes Yahweh Shem shot no time for them to do that. No time at all, man. So let's go to 2 Ezra chapter 15. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. And prophecy means to tell you something before it happened. Okay? And the Lord speaks through his men. Amos, the 3rd chapter, the 7th verse, surely the Lord will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. What's the secret? The Bible mysteries. And what we're telling you is that a famine is coming. Verse 5, it says, jumping down, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, which is any killing instrument mainly the gun, famine, death, and destruction. And a famine really hasn't boomed off yet, but it's going to. So how much more is going to happen when it really kicks off, when it's really a life and death situation? Because right now it's not really a life and death situation. You got other stores you can go to. Yeah, you may have to purchase the food, but hey, at least you got another option. What happens when there's no options? What happens then? Okay? These people are going to lose it. They're going to lose it. Which is going to make me jump down to verse 14. 2 Ezra 15:14 says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands. And now, why are people going to be fighting with swords in their hands? Why is one person going to be fighting against another person? Different views. Okay? Different outlooks on things. One may have something the other one doesn't have. See, how people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, got to put this in perspective, man. The Bible is speaking loud and clear right now. The Lord told us to watch and pray. Watch for what? The signs that he would show prior to his arrival. And these are all the signs. It reads on, verse 16. For there should be sedition among men, right? Speech causing people to rebel against the authorities and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings or princes, and the course of action shall stand in their power. Why is that? Because people go out here to get it. Just like it was going out here to get it with this so-called free food. Spoiled, rotten, free food. Which shows you the desperation that our people are in right now already. That's desperation, man. How much more when there's when 100 people, just to say, fighting over a packet of meat. How much more when that scenario comes into play? They're not gonna care about cops. They're not gonna care about what the local mayors, governors, presidents may be saying. Everyone needs to calm down. Things are going to get back to normal. We will have food. We will have this, that, we will have that. No, people are not going to care, man. Because when you're hungry, you see those Snickers commercials, people get out of character. And the true beast-like of these people are going to come out. Verse 17 says that man should desire to go into a city and should not be able. And you can see that, they're going to have these, what you want to call roadblocks off. And it could be from many things, man, because the Bible prophesies pestilence. All right, you can have a city that's been plagued with a pestilence. All right, and someone may want to get out of that city, but you're not able to. They quarantined it. Or in a situation where, hey, look, one city may have food and another city may not. So it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride. See, these things are happening because of the pride of our people, and they got that from Esau. All right? Pride is when one turn their heart from their maker, as the scriptures say. It says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. Right, because they're not going to have the answers. They're not going to have Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of their times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. They're not going to have this, so they're going to bug the hell out. They're going to be fighting over food. They're going to be fighting over resources. They'll be fighting for everything, man. That's why it's very important, if the Lord has opened your mind up to this truth, to continue to repent, turn back to Heavenly Father, continue to seek him, so that he will able to have mercy upon you these last days. Let's see if I want it. Yeah, last verse. Verse 19, 2 Ezra 15:19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. That's what this is. This is like a prelude is what's getting ready to happen, man. No one's going to have pity on their neighbors. All right. They're going to rob, spoil their goods for the lack of bread and for all the trouble that's coming upon the earth, man. And look, this is something serious. Let's see if I want anything else. Let's see if I want anything else. Second Ezra 16:22, last verse says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish with famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. Whoo! And that's what's getting ready to happen to Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America. So something to consider, Israel, the prophecies that are written within the scriptures, and to turn back to the Lord. Shalom.